The Las Vegas Raiders self-scouted and changed some things over the bye week with the Turners taking over the offense. So what do you think? Is the offense any better with Scott Turner as offensive coordinator? I have to say it is. You could tell they're working with the previous playbook, but the play calls make a lot more sense. They made adjustments too, and once the Raiders found something working, they stayed with it. They're not going to come down the stretch the way they did last year, though. The offense didn't improve that much. They did lose Sunday. Gardner Minshew is still the quarterback, and the running game still isn't working. Most of Raider Nation saying don't start winning on me now anyway. They want Shedeur Sanders in the next draft, and losing is the only way they'll get him. But I have to say there are some things improving on the Raider offense. Outside of quarterback, the interior offensive line is the big thing that needs improvement. Parts of it have been solved though. Jackson Powers Johnson looks like the second round steal he is since moving back to center, his natural position. He excels in the run game and passing game. He just needs help run blocking on the interior. At the beginning of the season, the Raiders were committed to the zone blocking scheme with smaller, more agile guards. The Raiders were caught between scheme fits now. The problem before is offensive line coach James Craig couldn't get the guys on their assignments. The Raiders have Joe Philbin coaching the offensive line now, but guards Jordan Meredith and Dylan Palmer are too small for the power gap scheme he uses. Therefore, the Raiders don't have the personnel to match their scheme. That's why the running game isn't working. The guards are getting pushed around. In pass protection, they got bullied a little bit on the interior at times, but Pro Football Focus didn't charge any sacks to the offensive line. They just need to stick with the power gap scheme and get a couple of big, strong guards. Some guys that can just come off the ball and maul you. The same type of tackle is required regardless of blocking scheme, so the Raiders are looking pretty good there. Of course, left tackle Colton Miller has returned to form after a slow start coming back from his shoulder surgery. The first few games he gave up too many sacks. Now, everything's back to normal. He didn't allow a single pressure on Sunday. I'm a little concerned about him for the future, though. He's been injured a little too often lately. He's missed at least one start every year since 2021 and only started 9 games last year. Meanwhile, rookie right tackle DJ Glaze is improving. As you all know, I'm a big fan of Thayer Munford. I've liked him since he was drafted, but I think Glaze is keeping that right tackle job. I'm not saying he didn't earn it, but he's the GM's pick. Those guys always have the advantage in any kind of competition. Being younger helps too. Of course, he has some things to clean up, but he seems to be making strides and learning from his mistakes when he gets beat. He's known to be a fast learner, so it might not be too long before he develops into something solid. At the beginning of the season, the Raiders were money in the red zone, but struggled to keep and move the ball. Now they seem to be able to keep and move the ball just fine, but struggle in the red zone. Sunday, the Raiders finally realized they need to lean on their star because they only have one of them on offense with Davante Adams gone. Tight end Brock Bowers is his name. The 2024 first-round pick is the best player on the offense, and there's no debating that. Anytime the Raiders do anything on offense, it's because Bowers was involved. Sunday, the Raiders started off trying to run the ball, and as usual, it didn't work. Running backs Alexander Madison and Zamir White aren't guys you run on offense through. And if Jacoby Myers is your number one receiver, your passing offense is in trouble. He's not dynamic enough, but Bowers is. He's statistically the best tight end in the NFL right now. I'm sure you noticed things open up for Myers and even the running game a little bit when Bowers got going. That's what number one receivers do for you. That's what stars do for you. All we need to see now is some deep balls to Trey Tucker, but they need a quarterback for that. I don't know what the Raiders are going to do with Antonio Pierce after this season, but if he's around, he just might want to keep him because the play calling is much better. Creativity is cool, but that's not what it's all about. It's actually simple. It's about finding things that work and running them, and when it no longer works, adjust and find something else that works. The Turners are obviously limited by their quarterbacks and offensive line. Philbin's a power gap guy while his guards fit zone blocking. It would be nice to see some deep balls to Tucker too, but nope. Minshew's been good statistically over his career going deep, but I haven't seen it. So the Turners are pressing the right buttons by constantly going to Bowers. Thank you for watching. See you next time.